Hello everybody, good morning, and today we are going to be doing, so we'll start with n squared plus 6n plus 9. So this seems to be more of a factoring question, so I believe there's a more emphasis on factoring. So, I think you can do this. So why don't you show us your steps and talk with us about it?
This is all about factoring out the trinomial.
Yeah.
So the first step is finding two factors that equals to 9, positive 9, and two numbers that add up to positive 6. So in this case, 3 times 3 gives you positive 9, and 3 plus 3 gives you positive 6.
Oh, yeah. So why don't you write down your first step?
So your first step would be a squared, 9. Then, so since 3 and 3, you would write n plus 3 plus
Plus n plus 3 plus n plus 3?
Or would it be minus?
Okay. Try to see what you get if you add them up. Will you get 6n back? Try to see what you get if you add them up. Sometimes you just gotta check. Will you get 6n here in return?
And please repeat that again.
So, try adding n plus 3 and n minus 3 up. Would that give you 6n in return? Sometimes you have to check.
Let's the ball. Let's keep the ball.
Okay, that would give you n minus 6. No, it would just give you 2n. Because the plus 3 minus 3 would cancel out. So leaving you with 0 on this side. But 2n isn't equal to 6n, is it? Unless your n is 1 or 0. Yeah. So, we can set this to 0. We remember that. So we know that, wait. So 3 plus 3, right? So how can we, So how can we split up 6n into a 3 and a 3? Why can't we just use 3n? 3n plus 3n. It has both the positive 3's and it adds up all to 6. So, instead of writing n plus 3n minus 3, why don't you try 3n plus 3n?
She should be speaking.
Okay. So, n squared plus 3n plus 3n plus 9.
Ajo, can you talk please?
So can you talk a little bit more? Can you say your steps?
So this is what I'm thinking. N squared, right?
Yeah.
Plus
3n.
is
3a. Wonder where. Okay, it's good. So. You took the mistake highlighter.
Ajanta, please speak while you're doing the math. You can like say out what math you're
okay.
doing.
Alright.
Okay. So, hold up. So what would this give you?
So this will give you N plus 3 and basically N plus 3.
Yeah. Do you notice? Do you notice something?
Yeah.
Do you notice that both of these binomials are the same? Meaning we can figure out the exact value of n?
Really?
Yeah. Both of these are the same binomial. So n plus 3 equals 0, n plus 3 equals 0. That's basically what both of them are saying. Which means n must be none other than -3. And we can test that out. -3 squared is 9, minus 18 plus 9, that should be 0. So, now we're moving on to 2 factoring problems for the lesson and some extract from Math 5.
Why isn't Ajanta talking?
No, that's because I'm talking.
Okay.
So,
I wanna
Yeah, I'm
do
just-
something.
okay. So, go to page 2 and you'll see the next problem. Why don't you read it out?
Wait, what happened? Can you please repeat that?
Okay, so there's on page 2, there's a new factoring problem that's part of the lesson. So can you read that factoring problem to us?
Sure. 3a squared plus 6a minus 24.
Okay, so what's the first step to this problem?
So first you have to find 2 factors that give you negative 24. And you have to find 2 numbers that also add up to positive 6.
But look, what is the coefficient of a squared? 3. You need to multiply 3 by negative 24. The reason you got the do not right was because there was no coefficient, or there was a coefficient of 1, which really doesn't affect multiplication. But here, there's a 3. So you need to multiply that by the negative 24, the c, and then you'll get your product, and there must be 2 factors of that product. A times c. So a times c. So what is 3 times negative 24? So you can do it. 3 times negative 24.
That would be negative 72.
Okay. So now what do we need to do? Now, what do you think we need to do?
What's going on?
I'm not sure.
What we need to do is we need to find two numbers that multiply, that have a product of
Add up
negative
to
72, that add up to 6,
Okay.
and have a product of negative 72. So what I'm thinking is 12 minus 6. 12 and minus 6. Because, they multiply to negative 72 and they add to 6. So that's what I'm thinking. What do you think the pair could be?
It could be that. 'Cause Wait, no, it can't. Wait.
12 times 6 is 72, for all I know. 12 times 6, 72.
What if?
And, I know by heart that 12 minus 6 is 6, so... It could be that pair. Let's try it out. No. Let's try this. Oh! What are we doing? We have a guest here.
It's fine. That guest is fine. Now, listen. Are you having trouble?
No.
Okay, so solve it.
So, I think this should be the pair. So, 3a squared plus 12a okay, minus 6a. Look at that music I'm hearing in the background. Please don't. Minus 24.
I want to hear some discussion going from above.
Okay.
Just so a minus.
Plus 12a minus 6a.
No, this is the word we're talking about. Here.
Okay, so, what do we do next? What do we do next? Can you...
This out.
Okay, factor the binomials out, and why don't you do that?
So 3 and 12. 3 times 4 gives you 12. So 3 can go to 12.
3 can go to 12. So how can you factor this out? A wait. You have another try at this. Anyway.
If you can't solve a problem, I still want to hear discussion for that, please.
Okay, can you still say something as you're writing?
Azan, can you talk while you're solving the problem, please?
Okay.
Even if you can't solve a problem, I still want to hear something, if that's okay.
Where's the variables? Where's all the variables? Why did the A's just disappear when you factored everything out?
What happened?
Why did all the A's disappear when you factored out?
You leave the A's.
You take the A's outside with the 3. So 3A. What is 3A squared over 3A? What's 3A squared over 3A?
No, it wouldn't be in.
A, good. A. It's A. It's A. It's what you wrote before. A. Oh.
A, the next one.
Yeah. Now, if both of the numbers here are negative, why do you write positive 6? Then you're not fully factoring out. So why don't you try writing a negative instead of a positive?
Would this also be?
This positive's supposed to... no. It's supposed to be 6. The problem is with the sign. Yeah, it's supposed to be negative. Because then you're not fully factoring out if it's positive. So, A plus 4. Good. So, what would that give you? 3 minus
3A minus 6 and A plus 4.
Okay, good. So why don't we find what A is in both of these scenarios? So 3A minus 6 is 0. Use the subtraction and division property to find A in this case. I'm going to erase some of the stuff around this for more free space. Yeah, that should be good. So 3A minus 6, use the addition and division property to find A when 3A minus 6 is 0.
Oh, wait. I think I made a mistake.
No, you didn't make a mistake. No, they are supposed to cancel out. There's a negative and a plus sign. So they cancel out. You just haven't done one of the steps yet. 3A, A.
I don't hear any.
Positive 2?
Oh yeah, A is positive 2. But there can be one more value for A plus 4. So, what would A be in this scenario?
A equals 2.
So, A plus 4, if A plus 4 is 0, what is A? So,
Please say that again.
if A plus 4 is 0, what is A?
I don't hear any words coming from Ajanta. That's disappointing.
A
Okay,
You're disappointing.
I heard her.
Oh yeah, you heard her say
is off and
And
she's minus so that A would equal to negative 4.
A would equal to negative 4. Okay. So A is equal to negative 4. So there's 2 values for A. 2 and negative 4.
So we cancel.
Okay, now let's go to the third factoring problem of the day, and then we'll go for some samples from Math 05. And then the exit clip, apparently. So page 3. This is the lesson. Page. You're exhausted. Okay, why don't you talk the steps through for anybody who's new?
So the first step is to do A times C. In this case, consider 6 is A and negative 10 is C. So you have to multiply 6 times negative 10.
So what would that give you? Six times negative 10. What would that give you?
That would give you negative 60.
Okay.
Now you have to find two factors that give you negative 60 and add negative 7.
Negative 7. Okay. So,
What about 6 and 10? No. That's
12 and 5?
No. 6 and 10.
No, I have an idea. Negative 12 plus, and plus 5. Because negative 12 times 5 would give you negative 60. And negative 12 plus 5 is negative 7.
Oh.
So, that's what I think. Honestly.
Yeah, that would make sense. So negative 12 plus 5 gives you negative 7. And negative 12
times 5. Yep. Let's check. Okay. So why don't you write the next step?
So you bring this down here. So 6t squared. So the first number is minus 12.
12 what? 12 what? T. Good.
T, and then positive
This is getting in your way, so I'll erase it.
5. That looks like a T.
Definitely does.
So positive 5t, and then minus. That's T.
No, that's a 10, a C. There's a 10.
10?
There's a negative 10 as C, remember? This negative 10 from the beginning equation. Have to keep that there. You have to bring it down as well. So why don't you factor out these two binomials?
6t, then t, and then 12 divided by 6 gives you negative 4.
Negative 2. 12 divided by 6 is
sorry.
2.
So, and then plus 6.
Plus 6. Does 6 go to 5? Does 6 go to 10? Negative 10, I mean. Does 6 go to 10? And does 6 go to 5? Have to think about if the number goes to the binomials. The number...
Sorry.
Don't have to say sorry. Everybody makes mistakes.
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Okay. So what? So now, write the two binomials showing what t would be.
Plus 5 and t minus.
Okay, so why don't you find t for the first scenario and I'll do it for the second scenario. So 16 plus 5 is 0. So find t in this case.
But what's the first scenario? 6t plus 5, right?
Yeah, 6t plus 5 equals 0. So first we can use the subtraction property, but in what way? How can we isolate the t? Good.
So 6t equals.
Okay. It can be a fraction. So what is t equal to? It can be a fraction. You just don't have to report the decimal. No, it's negative. It's negative. You use the subtraction property.
Yeah, I just.
No, 6t equals negative 5. So if you divide both sides by 6, you'll get t equals negative 5, 6. T can be a fraction as well. Ugly truth. So now what is t minus, so I'll do t minus 2. So in that scenario, t should be 2. So hooray, congrats. We finished this one in 7 minutes. You're starting to learn how,
T equals to positive 2.
Yeah, there are two values for 2. There are two values for t, one of which is extraneous in some cases.
I did it in the next page.
Oh, yeah.
I
So,
did it in the next page.
yeah, I saw. So now, we finished that one in just 7 minutes. How impressive. We're learning how to factor. He joined again.
Okay.
No. Rafi joined. Rafi joined the whiteboard.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I know. Okay.
Who joined?
So, we... Well, now... We will now 45x squared y minus 20y cubed. So why don't you factor this on page 4? Oh, I have a special guest here that I'll teach later, but he isn't here right. He isn't supposed to be here right now, but
You're distracted. Why did you ask that?
no. Abu said she saw somebody draw and I had to respond.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 45x squared y minus 20y cubed. So why don't you factor this out?
The greatest common factor for both of them is 5. So you put
5y.
then 9 to 45 divided by 5 gives you 9.
Okay, good. 9x squared.
Y minus
Wait, but you factored out y.
divided by 5.
But you factored out y. So why are you keeping the y here? You should vacuum up the y. So you should only keep the x squared. 9x squared. Ugh. I just erased the one I made. Okay, never mind.
Minus 4
Y. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So how do
then
you factor this
you-
out?
So the greatest common factors for 9 and 4
They're both
is
perfect
3 and
squares.
2.
3, 2. Yeah. So,
So you
Oh.
just write it like this. 5
my gosh.
brings down 3x minus 2y, right? And 3x plus 2y.
ওমো এখানে আমার পা খেয়ে ফেলতেছিল না
okay, good. When I was looking away, you did it. See. Okay.
That's good. You solved that in like 5 minutes or something.
Okay, so now, we have pair 10.
Be careful.
What? Okay, so now go to page 5, where we have number 10, where it's another factoring question. But this time it's the trinomials we all love. So now factoring should be a little easier for you since I taught you a little about it. So why don't you go to page 5 and you can say your steps while you're doing the problem.
Sure.
What? He's such a cute bird.
One second, I'll be back.
Okay.
What happened?
I'm waiting for Apple to come back.
Oh, say, okay.
She muted herself and took off her camera, and she said she'd be back.
Finish it quickly.
Okay.
Finish it in 5 minutes.
We can only go up to 12 o'clock because
Finish it quickly. You have the other things to do.
we can only go up to 12. Okay. Good, you're back. So why don't you factor number 10 for us on page 5?
Alright. So we have to know that we have to find two numbers. That is the sum of B and the product of A times C. So in this case, we have to do A times C. A, B, and C. So 2 times 10 gives you 20.
But remember, this is negative 10. So that opens up a whole nother world. So
Negative 20, yeah.
oh, okay.
Now we have to find two numbers that add up. Yeah, we have to find two numbers that subtract. This one's, okay, I'm confused. So x is equal to 1, right?
Oh. Oh no.
What is happening?
I don't know. Okay, phew.
Sorry.
Okay, 5 and make the floor good. Okay, so hack.
This is 1. You can also do 5 minus 4.
Wait, so 2x squared, 2x squared, what? So What do you put after 2x squared?
5x.
No. Does 5 go to 2? No. You have to put minus 4x because 4 goes to 2. Sometimes you have to think about the order of them, and sometimes you have to think about the order. Otherwise it becomes unfactorable. Gosh. So you would put negative.
This is a factor if you put positive 5x. For sure.
No, 5 over 2 is 2.5. 5 doesn't go to 2, so yeah. 5 minus 10. Okay, so why don't you factor the binomials for us? Why don't you factor these binomials?
2x plus x and then
Minus x? 10 doesn't go to x. Wait, hold up. I need to clarify this. You need to put an x here, otherwise you're not fully factoring out. So that would erase this. So x, and then 4 divided by 2 would be 2. So minus 4, say goodbye, it's minus 2 day now. Minus 2.
wait, I did something wrong.
No. You have to add something since the number in front is positive. So, but what is the greatest common factor of 5 and 10? What's the greatest common factor of 5 and 10?
5.
Yes, so what do you put in front of the parentheses?
5.
Good. So what would, when you factor that out, what would it give you inside the parentheses? Oh, your name got all weird with accents and stuff.
X minus 2.
Okay. So 2x plus 5, x minus 2.
2x plus 5 and x minus 2.
So x seems to be 2 in one of them, but why don't you find it on the other scenario? So 2x plus 5 is 0. What is x? Come on, computer, you can hold up. So 2x plus 5 equal to 0. Find x in this scenario.
Is it fine if I do on the next page?
Yeah?
Or
Yeah, it's fine.
2x plus 5 equals to 0. Then you subtract 5 from both sides. So 2x is equal to negative 5.
So what is x?
X, I didn't do x yet.
Why can't you divide both sides by 2? Why don't you divide both sides by 2?
Yeah, 1 second, I have to solve it. So, x equals to positive 2 plus 2.
Wait, no. We did that scenario already. But there's another. There can be another value of x. Here it's negative 5 over 2. Since 2x and negative 5, you divide both sides by 2. Negative 5 over 2. Boom. So 2x is 5. So a squared minus b squared. This should be able. Are you able to factor this?
Need help?
Not sure.
No. A plus b, a minus b.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
আয়েশা আছে তো এখানে
I'm okay.
আয়েশা
Oh.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
ও এখানে বসাইছো কেন বাথরুম পরিষ্কার নষ্ট করে দিবে
আচ্ছা পাইলে যে
হ্যাঁ
পাইলে যে
বাথরুম করে দিবে যে তাহলে আমি রাত্রে একটা নিচে দিয়েছি
Okay, so
ও এটা তো
if you know difference of squares by now, which is okay if you don't, you can be able to solve this problem. Okay. So since we don't have much time on our hands, we only have 3 minutes left.
You take notes.
So a plus b, a minus, God. A plus b, a minus b. Okay, so, we don't have much time left. We only have 3 minutes.
oh so you can go over yeah you can spend 10 more minutes. Doesn't matter.
We only have 3 minutes left.
Spend 10 minutes. Finish it.
Okay. For our exit clip, 4a squared minus 9b squared. Okay, so, 4a squared minus 9b squared. You did this one before, so I think you can do it, I believe.
Which one?
The last page, the last exit clip. I think you can do it. We'll dismiss you for today if you can do this. Well, you would. It would be 2a minus 3b times 2a plus 3b. You look pretty close though. So, bye-bye everybody. Don't leave.